Shalom, y'all. But Shin was shot rock a thumb. Brothers, y'all smaller thumb, but Shin y'all side of sisters. You know what I mean? Y'all got any questions? Go ahead and drop them in the chat now. We're gonna get this thing rolling. You know what I mean? Bear with me 1 second. Alright. No sweat. No sweat. Pull this up. See what it is. Just put some weight up in that thing. Later. Alright. No sweat. Alright, we up on the YouTube. Most High in Christ. Turn that down. Alright. Next. Okay. Check that Facebook right fast. Okay. Right. Right. Okay. So. Nah, huh? No sweat. Alright, we gonna keep this thing rolling. We gonna get it in. What have you. Regardless of that. What else? Alright, no sweat. You know what I mean? Shalom. Y'all Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah Baraka Thumb. My brothers, Yahweh Shemal, the Thun Bahashim Yahweh Shah, the sisters. Priest and officer of 5,000 Rakab. Israelite School of UPK. Started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. As y'all know, we've been dropping this truth since 1969, man. You know what I mean? Teaching so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians the truth according to the Bible. All right? The truth according to the Bible is absolutely, important. You know what I mean? It's important, and relevant to us today as a people. You understand? There's nothing more important than understanding who you are. You understand? Nothing more important than understanding who you are, lineage-wise, heritage-wise, understanding your history, you know what I mean? And, what makes it so much, more precious and so much more valuable is the fact that, we are the greatest people on the face of the earth. When I say we the greatest people, we're talking about so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. You know what I mean? We're the greatest people on the face of the earth. Everyone wants to be like us. You know what I mean? Anything we do, you got these other nations out here. They want to look like our women. They getting butt injections, lip injections. You know what I mean? They hitting the tanning booth, as often as they can. You know what I mean? They probably losing their mind right now with this COVID-19 that they can't get up in that tanning booth. You know what I mean? How oppressive, flipping their cap backwards. Want to dress like brothers, talk like brothers. You know what I mean? All of that. You understand? Want to fully duplicate the swagger that blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians, of course, have. You know what I mean? Because, rightfully so, we are the greatest people on the face of the earth. And, with that being said, just looking at, how everybody wants to be like us, as far as, in the music industry and, they want to copy our musical, talents. They want to copy our, creative clothing and our culture. You know what I'm saying? They want to take all of it. You know what I mean? But what's so righteous is that, we have yet to be, exactly what we are supposed to be. You know what I mean? Which is the ruling, government on this earth. We're supposed to be the superpower, the only superpower that every other nation aspires to be like. Because it's clear that the leadership that's in this kingdom right now is unfit to be in rulership. You understand? They are absolutely unfit to be in rulership. And with that being said, we'll get into it a little bit. But let me good night. Yeah, Priest getting a little live over here. Salakia. But we'll get into it because, our people were definitely made to be the greatest, most influential figures, on the earth. We were absolutely, let me get that thing. Let me just pick that up real quick. Salakia, y'all. Bear with me 1 second. We got this car on the ground. Let me pick that up. Salakia. All right, now we back with it. But we were made to be the most influential people on the entire earth. You know what I mean? It just so happens that we fell. So, let me just get into it. Let me grab this real quick. We'll start off. Let me just move all this stuff out the way, Salakia. You know what I mean? Let me start off. Let's go with Job 9 and 24. All right? Because as this kingdom falls, you know what I mean? There will be a need to fill the void of leaders. You know what I mean? And you know, we're, meaning so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, of course, in the Israelite school of UPK under Command of General Yohana, under Christ and the Most High. You understand? Salaki out of rank order. But, you know what I mean? Of course, you know, we are fit to rule and we are fit to lead, you know what I mean, the entire earth. All right? And I'm going to get into it, and I'm going to show y'all how it's necessary for a new rulership to arise in the earth. And you know, if you so-called Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, right? Right now is the time, definitely now is the time, if there was ever a time for you to fully soldier up in this thing and, you know, become a full-blown soldier to Christ. You know what I mean? For Christ and the most high in Christ. You know what I mean? Up in this army. You know what I mean? If you was ever going to soldier up, now would be the time to definitely do it. If you was ever going to do it, because, you know, this kingdom is falling. You know what I mean? I know they talking about opening back up, but, you know, this little coronavirus, this COVID-19 that y'all seeing out here, this pandemic, this is just the first of many. You know what I mean? There's gonna be more of these. There's gonna be famine. You know what I mean? Meaning there's gonna be a time in the future where food is going to be scarce. You understand? Scarcity of food is soon to come. All right? And you want to soldier up, you know what I mean? Because if you don't soldier up in this, you know what I mean, you'll be killing your brother for the last piece of bread. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You'll kill, you know, your right-hand man so that you eat. You know what I mean? It'd be no different than you having to sell crack, you understand, in order to feed your daughter or your son. You know what I mean? It come down to it, and you don't understand what brotherhood is. You ain't never been taught you know, how to have discipline. There's no limits to, you know, the dishonorable acts that you'll do. You know what I mean? In order to satiate your own lust, your own need. You know what I mean? Rather than suffering with your brothers, if it means, you know, we down to the last, and, you know, it is what it is. We got to break this one piece of bread 20 ways. So be it. You know what I'm saying? And we'll be hungry until we find the next thing. You know what I mean? But rather than, you know, kill each other over this piece of bread that we all came up on, you know what I mean, and plot and scheme on it, and you know what I mean, and things of that nature, we'll all suffer together. You know what I'm saying? Like, the brotherhood will not be broken in here, regardless of what the circumstances are. You know what I mean? So, you definitely want to get up in this body, get up in this truth, man. You know what I mean? For them doors closed and all that. Get right with the Most High and all that. You understand? So let's go to Job 9 and let's go to Job 9 and 24. All right. Go to Job 9, Slocky, the 9th chapter. Okay. And the 24th verse. All right. Let's get it. 9th chapter, 24th verse. All right. Let me pull up on this thing. All right. Get it like that and block the grill. Job, chapter 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Right? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. What does it mean? The earth is given, you know what I mean, into the hand of the wicked. Meaning that the wicked has dominion over the earth. The wicked has rulership over the earth. Who is the wicked one? The wicked one is our oppressor. The one who systematically oppresses black people, Hispanics, and Native Indians on a continuous basis. You know what I mean? That's who. That's who the wicked one is. You know what I mean? The earth is given into the wicked's hands. Donald Trump is the wicked one. You know what I mean? Him and his whole Ku Klux Klan administration. You know what I mean? And his whole Ku Klux Klan hood, mega hat wearing, followers. You know what I mean? And they all have one. They all on one consent. They all on one accord. White supremacy and black, Hispanic, and Native Indian destruction. You understand? They'll destroy our people by any means. You know what I mean? No matter what it is. For the smallest thing, you could be jogging down the street and, a Trump supporter, mega hat wearing devil, you understand, will blow your head off for taking a daily jog down the block. You know what I mean? That's the type. That's who the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. That's what it means when the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, meaning, and they can blow your head off just for you jogging down the street and suffer, little to no repercussions for their actions at all. You understand? Suffer little to no. They get a slap on the wrist. You know what I mean? It'd be a brother that let a brother stroll through a predominantly a predominantly white neighborhood. Let a brother stroll through a predominantly white neighborhood and, take justice into his own hand and start executing I'm not trying to say the Edomites too much, Salaki. but he just start, taking out, that woman running down the street with a dog in that predominantly white neighborhood. You know what I mean? Let him do that. You know what I mean? There'll be, instantly, there'll be 2 paddy wagons. There'll be a detective on the scene. There'll be, there'll be what you call the traffic cops. There'll be all types of police on the scene, man. You know what I mean? All types of police. They'll be all up on the scene, and that cat will not make it out alive. You understand? He will never make it out alive. You understand? And if he does make it out alive, he will never make it out of prison alive. You understand? Never. You know what I mean? Like, it's 2 different, and the reason why he can do that and the reason why we can't is because currently our oppressor has dominion over the earth, meaning he has rulership over the earth. You know what I mean? The government is his government. It's not our government. The army that, America's army is for America. You know what I mean? It's not for Black America. It's not for Hispanic America. It's not for the Native Indian America. But, you know what I mean? It's for the founding fathers and their descendants. You know what I mean? The descendants of America, the descendants of the founding fathers of America. You know what I mean? That's who this kingdom is made for. That's who the government is for. You know what I mean? Like, listen, we been voting, and nothing has changed for us. You know what I mean? We've integrated with our oppressor. We've integrated with the slave master. We sat at the table of brotherhood with him, and there still has been no brotherhood. You know what I mean? There will never be any brotherhood. You know what I mean? Because why? Because he loves his people, and he'll do whatever is necessary in order to protect his people and make America great again. You know what I mean? Even if it means locking up, El Salvadorians and Mexicans and putting them in cages, you know what I mean? And being negligent with them, you know what I mean? Not regarding their lives, you know what I mean? With no regard for their life. You understand? If it means shooting blacks and Hispanics dead in the street, You know what I mean? The so-called police shooting blacks, Hispanics dead in the street, they'll do it. You know what I mean? And they can do it, and they'll get away with it. You know what I mean? Very, very seldom do you have a police officer who murders, a innocent black or Hispanic man or a woman. Very seldom do you find that there's a conviction that follows that. You know what I mean? He might get desk duty. He might get, paid leave or what have you. While the investigation is, being taken place. You know what I mean? While things are being investigated, the whole scene is being investigated or what have you. You know, you get that paid time off. He get that paid leave. He gets some desk duty or what have you. But you know, he'll get charged with the crime, but ultimately, there will never be a conviction that follows that. The charges will be dropped. He'll go back on his way to patrolling the streets and terrorizing, black, Hispanic, and Native Indian communities. And now, you can only imagine the type of security that they feel after they murder one of our people and get a slap on the wrist. Not even a slap on the wrist. You know what I mean? They just going through the protocols that follow, those situations that occur. You know what I mean? So they just following the protocols. You know what I mean? So now once everything is said and done, you know what I mean, there's been no repercussions that they have to face. You know what I mean? You can only imagine the amount of confidence, the amount of pride that they have going back into our communities and, to terrorize us. You know what I mean? To absolutely terrorize the block. You know what I mean? It's insane. You know what I mean? So the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, man. You know what I mean? He's able to, murder whoever he wants to murder. If he wants to drop a bomb in the Middle East right now, he can do it and no one stops him. He tells you not to murder, or he'll throw you in prison for murdering somebody. You know what I mean? If you murder somebody, you know what I mean, because they said that they were gonna murder you. You know what I mean? Or they murdered someone close to you and they said, you're next. I'm gonna get you and I'm gonna get your mans. We about to spin through there right now. You know what I mean? And you just say, I'm not gonna have that, and you go and take them out, you know what I mean, because you want to defend yourself and you're not trying to get bodied in these streets. You know what I mean? You want to protect yourself. You want to live your life and be safe. You know what I mean? And the only way that you can be safe is by eliminating the threat. You know what I mean? Eliminate the, what is jeopardizing your safety. You know what I mean? So you can have peace of mind. You know what I mean? You go do that. No matter who was coming to kill you, no matter who was going to kill your mother, no matter who was going to kill your father and kidnap your child and, your baby mama and hold her for ransom. You know what I mean? No matter how much of that is taking place, you go and you try to resolve the situation with violence, and you'll end up in the prison system. You'll end up in there in the prison system facing severe repercussions for your actions. You know what I mean? Regardless of why you did it, whether it was justifiable or what have you. You know what I mean? However, the man that puts you in the prison, the man that puts us in prison, you know what I mean, for, catching a body, if he feels threatened from another nation, right? He can feel threatened from another nation. He can receive a threat from another nation. And when he does receive that threat, you know what I mean, he can choose to enact, he could choose to deploy his military on enemy ground. The person that jeopardizes their safety.
You understand? And he can go and send the Predator drone. He can go and send soldiers, and they can go and kill and hunt and pull Osama bin Laden out of a hole in the ground and murder him dead in the sand. You know what I mean? Murder Osama bin Laden dead in the sand for whatever he did, because he orchestrated the attack on, the Twin Towers in New York. You understand? Because he was responsible for orchestrating that attack, and American lives were lost. You know what I mean? The lives of Americans are lost. Now, retaliation is, permissible. Retaliation, murder is okay. You understand? They can murder when they choose to murder because they're in rulership. Once again, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. You know what I mean? That's why. Because the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. They can murder people and get away with it scot-free. You can't murder people. You know what I mean? And get away with it scot-free. They can put drugs inside of your community. They could put guns, they could put crates of guns in your hood. They could put, kilos of coke on the block. And at the end of the day, it was all done to fund the war. We needed artillery for the war that we were fighting. So in order to get money for the war that we were fighting, and build up our artillery, our arsenal, you know what I mean? We sold a little crack. You understand? When they sell the crack and they tell you say no to drugs, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, they the ones selling the drugs. They the one that put the drugs in the community. When they do that, they never face repercussions. But let you get you a little 8-ball and get to chopping up and start serving fiends on the block. You get you a little 8-ball and you get caught with some flig on the block by the boys. When you get posted, you in there for the ill minute. You know what I mean? You ain't coming back out that quick. You understand? They gonna smoke you. You know what I mean? You're not getting away with it. Because once again, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. You know what I mean? The earth is given into the hand of that dirty cop that posted you up, who gonna take your drugs and probably sell the drugs to another, gang. You know what I mean? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, man. You know what I mean? Our oppressor is in rulership right now. You know what I mean? So let's read on. Job chapter 9 verse 24. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. You know what I mean? Covereth the faces of the judges. Sloppy. Oh, whatever. Well, I had the book. I should have, you know what I mean? Well, it ain't no sweat. You know what I mean? He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. Who's the judges? You know what I mean? The judge is the most. There's no greater judge than the Most High, first and foremost. You know what I mean? The judges, the angels of the Lord. You know what I mean? He cover up the faces of the judges. You understand? The wicked, when it says he, the he that is referring to is the wicked one, which is our oppressor. The oppressor of so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. All right? So, when it says he covereth up the faces of the judges of thereof, the judges thereof, you know what I mean? That's talking about the Most High with that 16 chapel where they painted, the Most High as a white man, you know what I mean? A naked white man. You know what I mean? You see you ever look at the 16 chapel painting, you'll see that the Most High is depicted as a white man. All right? Furthermore, the image of Christ. The image of Christ has been covered up. It's been whitewashed. All of the prophets, the Most High, the angels, the prophets, you know what I mean? They've all been whitewashed, and now we that's why we can't really identify, or we can't really come back to our identity or our heritage, because we see this King James 1611 Bible, and the first thing we said is, the first thing that said to us is, why you reading out that white man's book? You know what I mean? Because y'all so pro black, but why you reading out the white man's book? You know what I mean? King James was a white man. You know what I mean? We got to break down, that King James, didn't descend from from a European lineage. You understand? We have to break that down, or what have you. You know what I mean? But that's why we don't identify with it, immediately. We can't immediately identify, because there's been so many lies, because of the whitewashing of the Bible. And you think this is something that belongs to your oppressor. You think these biblical records belong to your oppressor. So now you're not really able to come back to it. You understand? You're not able to come back to it and fully embrace it. There's a great moment of hesitation. There's a great moment of doubt. The disbelief, and it doesn't feel authentic. Because our oppressor, he cover up the faces of the judges thereof. Cover up the faces of the judges thereof. And because he cover up the faces of the judges thereof, that mean that, okay, yeah, we can't see, what the real prophets of old look like. We don't know that the Most High is, the black God. You know what I mean? Not to give the Most High such a, it's not to give him, when they say the black God, it just means, the power of black people. The Most High is the power of black people, and his image is something that is relatable to us. The Most High has an afro. Like, just because you look at all the other nations that are about us, and you look at all of their religious denominations, and you observe them, and you see the images that are associated with them, the gods of the other nations all look like the people of those nations. You know what I mean? You got the Buddha. Buddha looks like, he looks like a Chinese man. You understand? He looks of Asian descent, right? Buddha looks of Asian descent. You know what I mean? You have Christianity. In Christianity, Christianity is a white supremacist religion. You understand? Christianity being a white supremacist religion, you know what I mean? The God that they subscribe to, the images of the God that they subscribe to in Christianity is that Caesar Borgia. You know what I mean? That the depiction of Christ, that's not the real depiction of Christ. That's actually a man by the name of Caesar Borgia, the second son of Pope Alexander VI of Rome. You understand? That's who that is. You know what I mean? But that, once again, they God looks like them. The 16th Chapel, they God looks like them. You know what I mean? We don't know that our God looks like us. You understand? Straight like that. Our God looks like us. So he covered up the faces of the judges. You know what I mean? And that's one aspect of it. And when you're reading the scriptures also, you gotta understand another thing on top of that. The thing that must be understood also is that this is a living book. You understand? It doesn't just stop where one thing is said. You know what I mean? These scriptures are manifold and are applicable to, various, situations. You know what I mean? They're applicable to different things. It's not just one track when you're reading the scriptures. This is manifold. So, not only because they cover up the faces of the judges, yeah, that's the whitewashing that, our oppressor did, you know what I mean, and polluting, the authenticity of the scriptures, you know what I mean, by, their deception uh with perception. You know what I mean? Because once again, the truth is contained inside of the records. But on another note, you know what I mean, they cover up the faces of the judges, meaning that now, because we don't know that, you know, that we should really be subscribing to these scriptures and observing them as our, you know, historical records, and, you know, analyzing them and seeing that we are these people, you know, we missing out on a great a great benefit of, you know, just understanding who we are, you know what I mean, and our history, because now we don't know that we are breaking the laws of the Most High. You know what I mean? When we eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster, we don't have that knowledge because of our oppressor and the Christian pastor, you know what I mean, who, you know, is a angel of Satan. You know what I mean? That wicked one. He an angel of him, meaning he do his will. You understand? Because of that, we don't know that we breaking the laws of the Most High, and we don't know the repercussions that come when we do that. You know what I mean? And we also are unaware of the benefits that come when we do keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. When we not eating no pork, crab, shrimp, lobster, we ain't flaming no blizzards. We not out here on the strip pumping packs. You know what I mean? You know, smashing another man's broad, or you know, or whoring off on your man, or sliding down stripper poles, or what have you. You understand? We don't understand the benefit that comes with that, or the benefit that comes with that. And then when you cover it up, now, you know what I mean, you take that and you cover up the faces of the judges. Now the Most High, he's no longer watching over us. You know what I mean? When you block, now you cover the face of the judge, now the Most High is no longer watching over us. You understand? Why? Because we breaking the law, statutes, and commandments. So now we are at a complete disadvantage in the warfare. You know what I mean? When we can be up, you understand? We could be up on the boards. You understand? We could be all the way up and winning, and we'll be the ones that are in rulership. You know what I mean? We could be the ones that rule this whole goddamn earth if we just come back to serving the Most High power, man. You know what I mean? And it will no longer be in the hands of Donald Trump or Putin, or, you know, any other leader, the leaders of any other these other nations. You understand? Whoever they are, you know what I mean? But their power will cease. You know what I mean? Christ will reign. Those that serve the Lord will reign under Christ with great authority in this in Christ's kingdom. You know what I mean? So, you know, once again, let me see. I'm gonna read a little more on that. Now, that's pretty much it. So, you know, we got to come up out of that Christianity, like, and understand that, you know, coming out of Christianity is just understand, you know, realizing and being able to be receptive to the truth. You know what I mean? We gotta be able to be receptive to the truth. So, you know, that's a vital point in coming out of Christianity, because, you know, oftentimes we want to just hold on to all of the old things, all of the things that we think we know. And in order for us to progress as a people, we gonna have to let that Christianity go, man. You know what I mean? Because that Christianity is very destructive. It's very destructive. If it was some type of, you know, if it did give us some type of spirituality, then you would see, you know, an improvement in our, you know, you'll see an improvement in our moral standard. You know what I mean? But our standard in morality is, you know, in the dust. You know what I'm saying? Is low. Is very low. We don't really have a standard, and it's because of these Christians, man. You know what I mean? It's because of them Christians. So you got to get about that Christian church. You understand? Get about that Baptist and that Methodist and that 7-day Adventist or what have you. Get rid of all of that. You know what I mean? So we're going to get another. Let's go to Proverbs 29 and 2. You know what I mean? We keep it rolling. Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 2. Okay. Okay. Proverbs 29. 29 and 2. Okay. Understand that, you know, if you black or Hispanic, man, this is your book. You understand? The Bible is your book. You understand? Nobody else. You are the first class citizen when it comes to these scriptures. You know what I mean? We too used to being a second class citizen in all of these other, you know, religions of not that, you know, being an Israelite is a religion. You understand? Being an Israelite is who you are. It's not a religion. You understand? But, you know, being an Israelite, you are a first class citizen being an Israelite. You know what I mean? You go into Islam, the Arab is the first class citizen. You know what I mean? Like, why you think he got all the chicken shops in your neighborhood or what have you, and the gas stations and all of that? You know what I mean? Because he's a first class citizen when it comes to Islam. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, we stuck on the corner pumping Flav, trying to get some bread and ducking the boys. You understand? Like, why is that? Is it because we number one in Islam? You know what I mean? No matter how black you try to make Islam, at the end of the day, forever, eternally, it will always be dominated by the Arabs. You know what I mean? That will not change. All right? You go into Christianity, you're a second class citizen in Christianity. Why you think black people be trying to fight so hard? You know what I mean? You know, we've been told that we the Gentiles. We think that the man in the land of Israel, who currently Salakia, we think the man that is currently occupies Israel, who professes himself to be a Jew, is the real Jew. You understand? So you can't even profess yourself to be a first class citizen in that. You know what I mean? In Christianity, because you'll have to, you know, clearly, you know, and truthfully say that the Israelites, the Jews, they are the first class citizens in Judaism and Christianity. You understand? Like, however, when it come to, you know, Salakia, when it at the end of the day, that man that's in the land of Israel is not ethnically speaking, is not a Jew. You understand? The ethnic Jews are so-called black people in America and all over the world. Black people all over the world are the real Jews. You know what I mean? And are first class citizens when we talking about, the Israelite world. When you talking about the world of Israelites, we are the first class citizens. Everybody else who's a non-Israelite is, subject to us. At least that's how it's intended to be. You know what I mean? We just fell off so hard. We fall off time and time again. And because we fall off time and time again, the Lord has to bring us low. You know what I mean? It has to punish us for what we've done. You know what I mean? So we've done this continuously, and it's the reason why we continue to remain in hell, and why we not, why we don't have the dominion that was intended for us to have, over the earth since Genesis. You know what I mean? So with that, let's read Proverbs 2, 20, was it 29 and 2, I believe. Yeah, it was 29 and 2. All right. All right. Let's read it. Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Like when the righteous is in authority, the people will rejoice. Right? They'll rejoice when so, like, listen, once again, our oppressor is not fit for rulership. You know what I mean? Our people are. You know what I mean? Because, you let our people rule, and there will be a dietary law that every nation will have to abide by. And implementing that, you know what I mean? Pandemics that stem from poor dietary habits will cease to exist. You know what I mean? When we control what everyone eats, what everyone puts in their mouth, you know what I mean, we'll eliminate the threat of a pandemic arising in the earth. You know what I mean? A pandemic that stems from poor dietary habits. You understand? That will cease to exist. You know what I mean? Like, there won't be senseless murders. Like murdering, like we not evil. You know what I'm saying? We don't have a bloodthirst, and we don't hate unrighteously. You understand? Our oppressor hates Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians unrighteously. He hates you because your skin is black. You understand? Our oppressor hates us because our skin is black. He hates you because, you speak Spanish and you're in America. Speak English. You know what I mean? And whoops you on the corner because you speaking Spanish in America when you should be speaking English. You understand? Our oppressor hates us unrighteously. You know what I mean? But we're not vicious like that. We're not, evil. You know what I mean? We are very compassionate people. Like, a white man can come and shoot up our churches. You know what I mean? Kill our aunties and our mothers and, our nieces and nephews in the church. And at the end of the, when it's all said and done, you know what I mean? We'll say, we forgive him. Jesus bless him. You understand? Like, our people are very compassionate people, though society will try to, make us believe that our people are, gangbangers. You know what I'm saying? But and try to give us the stigma as, that's who we are. And that's who we like to be, and this is what it is. You know what I mean? When black people are thieves and things of that nature. You know what I mean? We don't have a cruel intent the way that our oppressor has a cruel intent. We're not evil like our oppressor is evil. So when we're in rulership, you know what I mean, we're not just gonna pull, anyone that's not of our nation over who's riding and gun them down in the car just because we don't like white people because their skin is white. You understand? That's it. Listen, that's an unintelligent way of thinking. To think, I can't stand those people over there because their skin is dark. You know what I mean? I should murder him because his skin is black on him. You know what I mean? He has black skin, and because of it, I should murder him. I don't like his hair. I don't like those braids on his head, so I should murder him. Or that nigga music that he's playing. That nigga music he's playing makes me want to kill him. You know what I mean? That's an unintelligent, barbaric way of thinking. A mentality to have. It's animalistic. You know what I mean? It's an animalistic mentality. You know what I mean? It's an uncivilized mentality to have. You know what I mean? And someone who, possesses that type of mentality, is not someone who should be, end all be all on life or death. You know what I mean? Or justice when it comes to life or death. Because these people are horrible. However, someone who's not like that, you know what I mean? The poor man that steals because he's hungry. You know what I mean? The woman, you know what I mean, and her man who go in the store and steal Enfamil and Pampers. You know what I mean? They steal Enfamil and Pampers. Why are they stealing Enfamil and Pampers is because, not saying it's right that they stealing. You know what I mean? But it's just that we're in a kingdom that's so unrighteous that, you know what I mean, a woman that has a baby has to first contemplate murdering her child, you know what I mean, because of her poverty. You know what I mean? Secondly, if she decides and steals herself, some Pampers and some Enfamil and a pacifier or what have you, and some baby food, and why is she doing that? To feed her child. You understand? Not because she's some, kleptomaniac, psycho thief. You know what I mean? That's not why she's in the store stealing. You know what I mean? She's stealing because she's been oppressed. You know what I mean? She's been oppressed to dust. You know what I mean? She's been oppressed to the ground, to the dirt. You know what I mean? That's how low she is, to the point where she can't afford to put Pampers on her baby's behind. You know what I mean? Or food in his mouth. You understand? That's why they stealing in there. You know what I mean? And it's not right, you know what I mean, that she's stealing. But once again, our oppressor is not right. They have all the money that they need. You know what I'm saying? Like, they, I don't know how many stimulus bills have been passed that have, been upwards of a couple trillion. You understand? To, hold everyone over during a time where they're not able to go to work. Meaning what? Meaning that they had these funds all the time. So that sister that's in that store stealing, who had to steal, baby food and Pampers, that means that she didn't have to steal all along. You understand? She didn't have to be that poor to where she had to steal them Pampers and that baby food out the store. But because, the earth, is given into the hand of the wicked. And then let's read where we was at. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. You know what I mean? She's not rejoicing because, the righteous are not in authority. That's why you sit, you wonder why, you wonder why you live in hell. You know what I mean? You wonder why you have to worry about bullets flying through your windows and killing your kids, you know what I mean, while you're not at home and you're on a job or something like that, you know what I mean, or worrying about your children getting caught up in the streets and selling drugs and things like that. you wonder why you live like that. The reason why you live like that is because the righteous are not in authority. You know what I mean? Let me finish reading this verse. The people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Once again, the wicked is our oppressor. The wicked is the slave master. You know what I mean? When the wicked are beareth rule, when, you know what I'm saying, Donald Trump is in the White House, you know what I mean? The people mourn, meaning they grieve, they're in sadness. You know what I'm saying? You got people out there on the corners, they can't get no jobs. You understand? It's a horrible thing that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Our people are out here and we done dirty. You know what I mean? When we don't have to be done dirty. Like, it's a wicked thing to have, you know, all the riches in the world. You know what I mean? You building all kind of predator drones, you fly into space, or what have you. Not that they should do these things for us. You know what I mean? Not that they should, like, you know, we want something from them like that. You know what I mean? They should give it to us because they, you know, it's ours anyway. But, you know what I mean, we don't expect a wicked man that was made wicked to be righteous. We just don't, and we never will. You know what I mean? But, you know what I'm saying, he bears rule, and because he bears rule, that's why our people mourn. That's why we get eviction notices slapped on our doors. You know what I mean? That's why our sons get murdered in the streets by, you know, corrupt police officers. That's why our women, you know, our daughters turn into whores. You know what I mean? Our sons turn into gangbangers and drug dealers. Because when the wicked when the wicked bear rule, when our oppressor is in rulership, you know, we mourn. You understand? Like, once again, that brother that's out there on the corner that's pumping, the reason why he's out there on that corner pumping is because he's thinking, you know, why in the heck am I gonna work this 9 to 5? If he could even get one, if he's not a felon or something like that, if he's not a felon or you know, he just got a bad track record or what have you, you understand? Or, you know, but the reason why he out there selling that crack, some of the brothers, is because they doing the math. They looking at it and they like, you know, they mourn that they live in the projects. They mourn that they live with the roaches. They live with the rats. You understand? They mourn that. And they mourn it so much that they say, you know, I got to get out of this projects. I got to get out of, you know, get away from these roaches. I got to get away from these rats. I got to get away from, you know, people vandalizing my property and, you know, all different types of, you know, social disputes and things of that nature, and, you know, that transpire into, you know, physical acts of violence and things like that. You know what I mean? Say, I got to get away from this lifestyle. You know, I need to be on a beach in Miami somewhere. You know what I mean? I need to be, you know, I want to move over here. I want to, you know what I mean? I'm going to move to Florida or something like that. You understand? Like, it's so, like they mourning. You know what I mean? And he doing the math, and he's like, if I do this 9 to 5, there's no way in the heck I'm getting out of this projects. You know what I mean? Unless I'm pulling up in a Bugatti or Aston Martin, you understand, or things. Unless I got money like that, I'll never get out of here. You understand? You know what I mean? I'm gonna make more money selling this crack than I'm gonna make on that 9 to 5 in one day versus 1 week. You understand? I'm gonna make $1,000 today. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get on the block. I'm gonna flip this work. I'm gonna get this money, and I'm getting out of here. You understand? I'm a launder the money, and you know what I mean? I'm gonna open a business, and you know what I mean? The brother that's in his, you know, I know brothers like that. You understand? That they think, and they thinking like, you know, I'm gonna get this money right. I'm gonna get this money up. I'm gonna convert it into a business. And the thing is that brother doesn't want to live like that. Because if he did want to, live that lifestyle, if he wanted to live running from the police and the cops and, dealing with, you know, drama on the corner because he out here flipping and he on this cat's block or what have you. You understand? If he did want to do that, then he would never try to go legit in the first place. You understand? He's never going to try to go legit in the first place. You know what I mean? But the reason why he's doing that is because he doesn't see an opportunity. He doesn't see the opportunities. Why doesn't he see the opportunity? You know what I mean? Because, the wicked bear rule. Donald Trump is in the White House. You understand? Donald Trump is in the White House, and that's why he doesn't see, any other option of getting out of his situation other than what is known, to get out of there. You know what I mean? And meanwhile, the oppressor and all of his descendants, I wouldn't say all of them, but, a great deal of his descendants, his people, they have, intergenerational wealth. They have financial, they have financial and non-financial assets that they inherit from their family. You understand? When their family members pass, when their mother and their father pass, they have non-financial and financial assets that fall into their possession. You know what I mean? We don't receive, for the most part, our people, speaking on a general level, you understand, don't receive any inheritance. We don't receive an inheritance. We don't receive a house once our mother and our father pass on. You know what I mean? We don't receive cars on top of cars in the garage, or you know what I'm saying? Them brothers got to get them cars out the mud. You know what I'm saying? They ain't getting them things passed down like that. You understand? They got to get them things out the mud. You understand? And that's a major portion right there. Like, I mean, sheesh, if you just had them two things right there, you inherit a house, you inherit a vehicle. You know what I mean? A house that's paid for, and now you just got to live in the house. You know what I mean? A great deal of the burden of living, you know what I mean, in comparison to, our people, is lifted off you. You understand? Like, we out here sleeping, running from couch to couch, you know what I mean? Sleeping outside, sleeping in cars, you know what I mean? All of these things. Why? Because we never inherited no house. You know what I mean? You ain't inherited no house. You know what I mean? You ain't inherited no cars or nothing like that. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have that. You know what I mean? And because we don't have it, it's the reason why we do the things we do. Like, once again, even sisters that get them abortions. You know what I mean? A lot of the times they don't want to kill that baby. The sister don't want to kill that baby but she's in mourning. You know what I mean? She don't have what she needs, to think that she can financially sustain, her own life and the life of that child. You understand? She doesn't think that that's something that's achievable because of her circumstances, her financial circumstances. You know what I mean? And the reason why our financial circumstances are like that is because of the oppressor. You know what I mean? That's why. You know what I mean? He made our forefathers and our foremothers pick cotton. You know what I mean? And pick cotton and pick more cotton. You know what I mean? Made us pick all the cotton and, built up his whole economy, you know what I mean, to the point where, we was able to stop picking cotton at a point. You know what I mean? And just say, y'all go ahead, and we have nowhere else to go, you know what I mean, but run up north and join ourselves to the other oppressor who's, which was so deceptive, and that's diabolical in itself right there. You know what I mean? We in the South serving the oppressor, you know what I mean, and where slavery is accepted and it's lawful, you know what I mean, in the white man's kingdom. And, once slavery is being abolished, under Abraham Lincoln, you know what I mean? What is it, the Emancipation Proclamation? You know what I mean? Now you got slaves running north, thinking that these are some good white folks here. You know what I mean? We'll go work with them. When at the end of the day, it's the same thing that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? They done kept us so tied up. Like, I mean, dang, you can't stay down south. You go up north, you working for them, you know what I mean? You build your own community. You know what I mean? Even when you segregated, they bomb your community like they did in Tulsa, Oklahoma. You know what I mean? Where we had business districts and all of that, and we was getting money and things. You know what I mean? They'll tear it down. You know what I mean? Like, you know, that's what happens when the wicked is when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. You know what I'm saying? The people that mourn is so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You know what I mean? And not just us, because you could look at all the Edomites in this kingdom, they mourning. You know what I mean? They feel like Edomites all around now are starting to question their leadership. You understand? They looking at the leadership that they have, and they saying, man, this wasn't executed right. You know what I mean? I don't agree with it. I'm not in agreement with it. You know, this is unacceptable. You know, I don't think Trump handled this the right way. You know what I mean? He's telling people to drink bleach and Lysol and UV lights injected, get UV lights injected in them, you know, saying, saying things that only an infant would think of. You know what I mean? Like, you got to tell an infant not to drink. Yo, don't drink that bleach. Don't get none of that in your mouth. Don't put it on your hands. You know what I mean? He's telling you to drink the bleach. You know what I mean? Like, he's a child. You know what I mean? Our oppressor is like child. He has a childlike mentality. You know what I mean? He tell you to drink bleach. When on the bottle of the bleach, it tell you not to, if you get the bleach in your mouth, call the poison control. You understand? Oh man, like tell you to somehow get disinfectant in you. You know what I mean? And UV lights. That's a childlike mentality. And, I can understand why, those who are not of my nation, you know what I mean, who are of the same nation that Trump is, you know what I mean, I can understand why they would question their leadership. You know what I mean? And the thing is that if, you are a Trump supporter, you were a Trump supporter, but now you feel like, you don't want him in the White House. Don't listen. No one else needs to go in the White House but the Isupk. So like, not the White House. Meaning, no one needs to ascend to the position of leadership over you but us. You should let us rule over you, because we know what to do. You know what I mean? We know what to do. We are a great people. You can clearly understand that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the greatest people on the face of the earth. You understand? Those that come back to serving the Most High and be who the Most High called them to be. You know what I mean? That brother that won't steal from you on the corner. That brother that don't sell no crack. He don't sell no weed. You know what I mean? He don't sleep with another man's woman. He don't lie to nobody. You know what I mean? You wondering if Trump is telling lies. You know what I mean? We'll never lie. We don't have to lie to you. We'll be very truthful with you. You know what I mean? You should cast your vote in for a black man by the name of Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? Let Christ rule over you and those who serve under him. Let them rule over you, and you'll rejoice. You know what I mean? You won't have to worry about, things being done improperly. Everything will be handled right. You'll be in your place. You'll be in your rightful place, and we'll be in our rightful place. How the Lord intended for it to be. You understand? And you'll have good leadership over you. The greatest that you've ever seen. You know what I mean? So let's That's right. Let's go to, y'all bear with me 1 second. I want to see if I want to go there. Yeah, let's go to that. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 4, and we'll start at verse 5, all right? Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 5. Good night. I'll see what I'll be doing that, man. Be knocking things over. I'm gonna put some weight up in these joints so we don't get that no more. So lock it. Deuteronomy chapter 4, and we'll start at verse 5. Let me get there. Y'all bear with me. Before I do, I'm gonna check the joint too. Alright. Let me check this right fast. And then I'm gonna rock with we'll bust that down. Alright. Bust that down. Nah. Okay. Let's see. No sweat. Oh, it's lucky. I didn't even know. That's right. That's right. Damn right, sis. You know what I'm saying? You definitely got that right. You know what I'm saying? This cat is not smarter than a fifth grader. Good night. Said that thing all the way right. You understand? So with that being said, let's drop that and let's go to Deuteronomy 4, and we'll start at the 5th chapter, all right? Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5. Behold, I have taught you. Let me see if I want to roll up just a little bit, all right? All right. No sweat. Yeah, we'll start at verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments. You know what I mean? I have taught you statutes, meaning I have taught you the written law. You understand? Moses taught you the written law. You know what I mean? Thou shalt not murder. You know what I mean? Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not lie, etc., etc., right? He taught you the written law, all right? The same way that, you know, when we come out and we drop the truth to so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, that's what we do. We go out there on the corners and we teach our people a system of laws that could govern them successfully. You know what I mean? Because right now, the Constitution of America, which doesn't even apply to us, has clearly, failed us. You know what I mean? And it doesn't even apply to us. It's not something that's relevant to us. You understand? But when you go and you read, you observe the laws that's contained inside of this Bible, you know what I mean? Who we follow this, and this is relevant to us. This is something that will succeed. This is something that will succeed in changing our condition. You know what I mean? Like the definition of insanity is to continue to do the same thing over and over. You know what I mean? We've been in the Christian church over and over and over for centuries. You know what I mean? Nothing has changed, you know what I mean, as far as our circumstances is concerned. All right? Nothing has changed. You know what I mean? We've integrated ourselves to America. We've been here, and nothing has changed since we integrated ourselves to America. As far as, uh anything that's beneficial to us on a, social level, a spiritual level, or what have you. You know what I mean? We haven't benefited from integrating ourselves with, into this society. You know what I mean? But listen, you observe them written laws. You know what I mean? You observe, the laws of Moses. You know what I mean? That he received from the Most High, and you'll see how that's relevant to you and how, you practice it. You apply it to real life, and you'll see a change. You'll see that it is succeeding. You know what I mean? We see it every day inside the Isupk. You know what I mean? We see it. We see the change. You know what I mean? We absolutely see it. But let's read on though. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments. Meaning he taught you statutes and judgments. Now the judgments, that's the punishments that come from breaking the law. You know what I mean? Now this is what during the time of Moses, where we had the Lord had established a Levitical priesthood who would be, the equivalent to the, they would be the law, and much like you have the law in today's society, which will be the police. You know what I mean? Them that come and they are the enforcers of the law. You understand? So the Lord established a Levitical priesthood to enforce his laws. You know what I mean? And issue punishments for, Israelites, so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians that were breaking certain laws. You know what I mean? So you got, you get caught in adultery, you get stoned to death, or, whatever act you were committing that was unlawful, and whatever punishment was associated with that would be executed by the Levitical priesthood. You understand? So being executed by the Levitical priesthood, meaning so, Moses is saying, he taught us these laws, he taught us these judgments, that come from breaking the laws. Let's read on. Even as the Lord my God commanded me. Yeah, because once again, you know what I mean? The Lord was communicating with Moses. You understand? The Lord was dealing with Moses, and you read Exodus, you read Deuteronomy, you'll see where the Lord tell Moses, he always telling Moses, speak on to the children of Israel this, speak on to the children of Israel that. You know what I mean? The Most High was giving Moses orders to communicate certain things to the Israelites. You know what I mean? And that thing he was communicating was the laws that the Most High wanted us to follow, the commandments, the statutes, or what have you. You know what I mean? That's what he was communicating to us. You know what I mean? So let's read on. That ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. All right? Let's read on. Keep therefore and do them. You know what I mean? So keep these laws. You know what I mean? Keep them. You know what I mean? And do them. Right? Don't mean it what? Don't just know the law, but know the law and do the law. So keep the law, know it, pass it down through your generations, and do it. You know what I mean? Practice what you preach. Don't be a hypocrite. Don't say, serve the Most High, and then you be in the back of the church molesting a child somewhere. You understand? You can't be molesting children and then telling someone to stop smoking weed or something like that. You know what I mean? That's hypocritical. You know what I mean? So keep them and do them. You know what I mean? And then when you a hypocrite, you know what I mean, no one is going to respect you because they're going to see that you saying one thing and then you doing another thing. You know what I mean? So no one will respect you either. You know what I mean? So keep them and do them, right? You know what I mean? Don't lie to yourself. Keep it 100 with you. Keep it 100 with the Most High and your nation. All right? Let's read on. All right. For this is your wisdom, right? This is your wisdom, right? If you ever wanted to know what wisdom was in the scriptures, this is the precept for it right here. The laws of the Most High is your wisdom. Knowing the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Lord is wisdom, and the punishments that come for breaking those laws, that's the wisdom. You understand? That's our wisdom. All right. You know what I mean? The wisdom of this society is, you going to college or what have you, you know what I mean, you went to school or you studied this certain trade. That's the wisdom of this world. You know what I mean? But however, our wisdom is knowing these laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High and the punishment that comes from breaking them. You know what I mean? That's why the scriptures say fear is the beginning of wisdom. Once you know that the Lord is out here whooping our behind because we are breaking the laws, you know what I mean? Now you be a little more inclined to keep them because now you're like, dang, I'm not trying to be out here getting, you know, on the Lord's bad side and having him whipping my tail left and right, jacking me up. You know what I mean? But for this is your wisdom and understanding, right? So that's what wisdom and understanding is. In the sight of the nations. So now this is our wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nations. Who are the nations? The nations is talking about, the Edomites, you know what I mean, which would be so-called white people, the Ishmael, which would be, the so-called Arabs, and, Moab, which would be, your so-called Chinese, and Ammon, which would be your so-called Japanese, Ham, which would be your so-called Africans, so on and so forth, all the way down the line. You know what I mean? In the sight of the nations. So now all the nations, you know what I mean, they see us and they see that we observe, we keep, and we do these laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Then, you know what I mean, well, let me not get ahead of myself. But, once we keep them, this is our wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nations. You know what I mean? So let's read on. Let's find out what that means, all right? Which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. You know what I mean? Like they gonna hear that we have a dietary law that we abide by, and we don't just put anything off the ground into our mouth. You understand? We have a standard as to what we consume. You know what I mean? There's things that we'll eat and things that we won't eat. You know what I mean? And because of it, we don't contract the COVID-19. We don't initiate such a, how do you say, we don't initiate such a deadly, I don't know if it's a virus or something like that, pandemic though. You know what I mean, in the earth, and make everybody suffer from it because of our poor eating habits. And you know what I'm saying? And now we telling, the Chinese is listening, and they like, dang, they not eating these dogs. You understand? They ain't eating these cats. They ain't eating these dogs. They ain't eating rats and, all other type of abominable things, you know what I mean, that we would classify as exotic. And because they not contracting it at the level, they not contracting these things that we are contracting. You know what I mean? This is a great and understand. These are wise people right here. You know what I'm saying? They hear that, there shall be no whores of the daughters of Zion. You understand? They see that, and they see sisters ain't sliding down the stripper poles no more. You know what I mean? Because of the laws that we observe. And, they'll see the transition. Because right now, we a laughing stock. You know what I mean? Nations go by, nations walk past us, and they shake their head like, look at these Negroes right here. You know what I mean? They are messed up in the game. You know what I mean? They shake their head in disgust at us. You know what I mean? They call us niggas, spicks, and wetbacks, and all of that. It's the reason why they talk to us like that. The reason why they look at you like you inferior is because they don't respect us because of how we conduct ourselves. You know what I mean? But this is the power that come with serving the Most High. You come back to serving the Most High, they like, man, like you see, they look at our women like our women are whores. You know what I mean? Because our women dress, how you say it, in revealing clothing. You know what I mean? Because our women are already stacked the way it is. You understand? And then they dress in them revealing clothing. And they see them on the music videos, shaking their behind and doing the twerking thing and all of that. And they see them in the strip clubs, and they like, these are the hoes. You understand? These women are whores. Salakia. You understand? And they don't respect our women. You know what I mean? That's why when they go up in them weave salons and the nail salons, You know what I mean? You got the Chinese cats up in there. They thinking that, oh, they stealing something. You know what I mean? Because we got that stigma on us that society try to put on us. They in here stealing something, and they ain't stole a goddamn thing. You understand? And now the Chinese man, a grown man, putting his hands on a woman. You understand? Our women. Why? Because they don't respect us. They think we thieves and whores, and you understand, and no, they see us get murdered, dead in the street by the police, and we still love our oppressor, and they don't respect it. They don't respect us because of it. You know what I mean? When we come back to the Lord, and man, we don't deal with the oppressor, man. You know what I mean? Listen, I love blacks and Hispanics so much, I only deal with my people. You know what I mean? I only have enough love to give them. You know what I mean? I can't love my people and the man that's murdering them. You understand? They'll observe it, and they'll see, and they'll say, man, this is a great, wise nation. This is a great people, and they wise, and they have understanding. You know what I mean? Oh, man, this one in Isaiah 2. We get to that. All right. Bear with me 1 second. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. All right. For what nation is there so great? Right. For what nation is there so great? Meaning, like, this is the whole changing of the perception. You know what I mean? Now, they look at us like we niggas, spicks, and wetbacks. They look at us like we're the bottom of society. You know what I mean? That's how they look at us, the other nations. All right? They look at us like that right now, but listen, man. We come back to this truth. We come back to our identity. We come back to practicing our heritage. You understand? And keeping it and keeping our traditional, things that were passed down to us traditionally or what have you, and we just hold on to it. You know what I mean? They'll start to notice. They'll pay attention, and they'll know that there's no other people that are greater than us. You know what I mean? Because there is no other people greater than so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You know what I mean? You look at us, we do everything the best already. You understand? We do everything the best already. We don't nobody play basketball better than us. You know what I mean? You start to naming the best basketball players, you're going to get two names floating around, LeBron James, Michael Jordan. You're going to have the debate over until the end of time. You understand? They're going to say LeBron James, Michael Jordan, both black men. You understand? You go into the golf world. You understand? You get Tiger Woods, the best one. You go into the tennis. You got Venus and Serena. You know what I mean? Two black women, because nobody is better than us. You know what I mean? You go to the baseball, you got the Hispanic tribes dominating that baseball field. You know what I mean? Straight dominated it. You go to the boxing, you got the boxing, the Hispanic tribes, they dominating that. You know what I mean? They Mayweather, you got Mayweather, you got all of our people are dominating in these sports and things of that nature. You think about the best lyricist that you ever heard. The best lyricist that you ever heard is going to be someone black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. You know what I mean? They got Biggie, they got Tupac, they got Big Pun, you know what I mean? Big L and all of these brothers. You know what I'm saying? The list goes on. You know what I'm saying? We do everything the greatest anyway. You understand? So now imagine this, right? And is it just because we good at sports and we good at entertainment? No, it's because anything we set our hand to, we do well. You know what I mean? We far exceed any expectations. You know what I mean? Whether it's cooking, nobody cook better than the 12 tribes. Who out here is cooking better than the 12 tribes? When you go out here, you don't want to listen. You only get that Arab fried chicken because it's at the corner and it's cheap. You only get that yum yums because they got $5 plates. You understand? You only getting that Chinese food because they got $5 plates, combo plates for the low. Get a $3 plate. You ain't ate all day. That's why we eating that trash. You understand? That's the only reason we eating that trash. But nobody cook rice better than the 12 tribes. Rice and beans and, chicken and oxtails and all of that. You know what I mean? No one's chefing up better than our people. But is it just because we good at cooking? No, it's because we are the greatest people. You know what I mean? We are the greatest nation on the earth. You understand that? We're the greatest nation of people on this earth. Now, this is what I want to know. Now, what happens when we come back to serving the Most High? You think the Jewish man in Israel keep the laws of God well? You understand? You think he doing something right? You think he got the diamond districts and the entertainment industry in the chokehold? You know what I mean? You think he's something special? You know what I mean? Well, listen. Imagine when we come back to who the Lord called us to be and we find out that we Israelites. You know what I mean? Nobody can serve the Most High better than us. You know what I mean? No one will serve the Lord better than us. You know what I mean? No one's going to keep the law, statutes, and commandments better than us. The brother go in the court. He going to court and, he's doing scrimmages and, he doing all type of drills to get his, to perfect his game. Now imagine we take that same work regiment and now we apply it to the truth. You know what I mean? Who is comparable? There's no other nation that's comparable to us. You know what I mean? No other nation is comparable to us. All right. Just want to check that real quick. So, with that being said, verse 7, for what nation is there so great, who have God so nigh unto them, as the Lord our God is in all? Like, who have God so nigh unto them? They'll see it, because once again, you read Deuteronomy the 28th chapter. I ain't gonna go there right now. You know what I'm saying? You read Deuteronomy the 28th chapter, the Lord tell you, you know what I'm saying, we disobey him, we don't keep his laws, statutes, and commandments, he'll punish us. And you know what I mean? He tells us what the curses will be, the punishments will be. You know what I mean? But he told us if we, he would bless us if we kept his laws, statutes, and commandments. You know what I mean? The Lord will hear our prayers. Like the Lord don't hear the prayers of a sinner. You understand? But he will hear our prayers, you know what I mean, when we come back to serving him. You know what I mean? And anything that we ask for, the Lord will do. You know what I mean? No nation will prevail against us on the battlefield ever. You know what I mean? These other nations will take note of it. And, we won't say, oh, it's because I'm the one that defeated them. You know what I mean? It's not me that defeat. We give all the praise, all the glory to the Most High. You understand? The Lord gets all of the credit. You know what I mean? So they gonna start to say, yo, hold up, man. These cats, they out here, they prevailing in these battles, they killing everybody. Well, I don't want to say killing everybody. I don't want to say that. You know what I'm saying? But, like if it ever transpired to that, you know what I mean? And they had to see that display of might that the Lord has, you know what I mean, for messing with his chosen people, they will peep. You understand? They gonna be like, man, these cats ain't nothing to mess with. You know what I mean? You mess with them, your nation is going to fall. You know what I mean? Because the God that they serve, they keep saying that God of Israel. You know what I'm saying? They saying the God of Israel did it. You know what I mean? Bless Barakatha Yahweh Yahweh Shah. You know what I mean? They keep saying that thing right there. You know what I mean? Every time they prevail in something, every time they're victorious, they get a glory to the Most High. You understand? They're going to see that and they're going to be like, man, what nation have God so near unto them? Like anything we ask the Most High for, he'll give it to us. You know what I mean? When we right in obedience with him. You know what I mean? Now, of course, if you ask the Lord to bless you with a key of Coke, he ain't going to do that. You understand? That's not what I'm saying at all. You know what I mean? But what I am saying is you ask the Lord, you know what I mean, to deliver you up out of this hell. You know what I mean? He going to start to hear the blood that cried from the ground. He'll hear that it's injustice that happening in this kingdom. And he'll hear out the cries of the righteous brothers and sisters who obey his voice, who are obedient to him. You understand? But let's read on. The Lord our God is in all things that we call upon him for. You understand? Once again, like I was saying, the Lord, whatever we call upon the Most High for, he'll deliver it to us. Just like I was saying. So, you know what I mean? Let me see. I'm going to read one. All right. No sweat. So with that, we're going to drop that one. All right. And then I wanted to go to one in Isaiah. All right. No sweat. So I'm going to go to Isaiah real quick. I just ain't have it in the lineup. So, you know what I'm saying? Y'all bear with me real quick. I'm going to just grab this joint. I think it's Isaiah, the 2nd chapter, if I'm not mistaken. The mountains cleave to the... Nah. Let me check Isaiah, the 2nd chapter, real quick. I'm going to have to run through that joint real quick. All right. Isaiah, the 2nd chapter. Gonna go there right fast. You know, it might be Isaiah 2 or it might be Isaiah 4. I don't think it's the 14th chapter, but bear with me. I think it's Isaiah 2. All right. Okay. No sweat. Right. Okay. Let's see. No sweat. Yeah. Nothing. Isaiah chapter 2. Okay. I don't think that's it. I might be overlooking it. Oh, wait. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, I think this is it. And it shall come to pass the day that... Oh, yeah, this is it. This is... All right, let's go to Isaiah 2 and start at 1. I thought it was in the last verses. All right, so we're going to go to Isaiah chapter 2, verse 1. The word that Isaiah, the son of Amos, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. Judah is so-called black people. All right. Jerusalem, that's our homeland. All right. So you got Judah, so-called black people. So this is what pertains to Judah and Jerusalem. All right. Let's read on. And it shall come to pass in the last days, right? In the last days, we in the last days right now. It's clear to see that, you know, this kingdom is falling and is falling at a very rapid rate. You know what I mean? Their economy is taking a major hit. You understand? This kingdom is being weakened. Something serious by the Most High. We in the last days. You understand? You read, I believe it's Matthew, the 24th chapter. You know what I'm saying? When the disciples had asked Christ, you know, how they going to know when it's the last days. Christ started dropping all the signs that would, the signs of the times, you know what I'm saying? That we would know we were in the last days. You know what I mean? And this pandemic is a major staple in the game. You understand? It's a major staple. He also mentioned wars and rumors of wars. You know what I'm saying? We also heard that, you know what I mean? We was right on the brink of war when Trump took out the top Iranian general. You understand? That could have went real left. You understand? I don't know how delicate, you know what I mean? If y'all know how delicate that situation was right there. You know what I mean? But, you know what I mean? He started to drop everything down the line and, you know, giving us the signs of the time. You know what I mean? And this pandemic is definitely a major staple in the game. It's also famine or what have you. So now we understand that we in the last days, all right? So the word of Isaiah, let me drop down. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains. You know what I mean? Meaning what? The mountains. What is a mountain synonymous with? The mountains in the scriptures is synonymous with the government. So this is talking about the government of the Most High. Who's the government of the Most High? The 144,000 that rule under Christ. You understand? So it said in the last times, in the last days, you know what I mean, that the Lord's house, Salaki, that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established. All right, so it shall be established. So now what you think we out here doing, man? The 144,000 is being raised up. You understand? It being raised up. All right, 144,000 under Christ is being raised up right now before your eyes. All right, in the Isupk under Commander General Yohana. All right, let's read on. In the top of the mountains, in the top of the mountain. So now this is referring to the other governments. Now, meaning we're going to be on top of all of the other governments. Okay? In the top of the mountains. Let's read on. And shall be exalted above the hills. And shall be exalted above the hills. What are the hills? The hills, that's the smaller governments. You know what I mean? You got larger and then you got smaller. You know what I mean? We will be exalted above the hills. You know what I mean? Once again, they're little hills. You know what I mean? You think about a hill and then you think about a mountain. You know what I'm saying? All right. And, well, let's read it. I'm going to hold that. And shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow to it. Flow unto it. You know what I mean? And all nations shall flow unto it. Meaning what? Let me just make sure. Meaning they're going to follow our lead. You understand? These nations, they're going to follow. They're going to flow unto it. They're going to follow us. All right? We're going to lead them and they will follow us. Let's read on. And many people shall go and say, right? So many people shall go and say. So people are about to say something. Let's read on. Come ye and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord. You know what I mean? To the house of the God of Jacob. All right? And he will teach us of his ways. You understand? So now you're going to have these other smaller governments, meaning the other nations that's out here. You know what I mean? They'll say, you know, like I said, once we come back to serving the Most High, they'll observe how great we are as a nation. And once they see how great we are as a nation of people, they'll want to naturally follow us. It will be in them to want to follow us. It's in their nature to want to follow us. You understand? All right. And he will teach us his ways. He will teach us his ways. Like, you know what I mean? Like, once again, all these other nations, they are uncivilized people. You know what I mean? And they need to be taught how to live, you know what I mean, like a civilized human being. You know what I mean? We can't be out here eating monkeys and you know, doing all manners of abominable acts and, you know, raping little kids and, you know what I mean, and whatever else nonsense these nuts are into, man. You know what I mean? We can't be out here be eating dogs and cats and rats and, you know what I mean, doing all kind of devious, mischievous things out here, man. You know what I mean? Like, whatever we do is going to be right exact with the Lord. Like, just think about all the, listen, I don't be getting too caught up in they ways, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm too concerned with learning about my heritage. You know what I'm saying? I'm too concerned with learning about my history and who I am. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I mean? Just think about, just you know, whatever cultural practices that the heathens have, you know, think about the Hamites, so-called Africans, Chinese, and, you know, Europeans and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? They're going to observe us and they're going to say, man, let us go and learn their ways. Because the way they living is right and exact. It's working. You know, they have a well, you know, they system is, impenetrable. It's perfected. You know what I mean? And there's never been anything like it that we've seen in the earth, and we must follow them. You know what I mean? We have to do what they're doing, because what they're doing is proven to be successful. You know what I mean? However they're operating, it should be duplicated. You know what I mean? We should duplicate them and what they do. You know what I mean? Much like you have, Esau, and he's the major influence in today's kingdom. You know what I mean? And the nations that are round about him, you know what I mean, they follow his ways. You know what I mean? To an extent, they follow his ways. So, you know what I mean? Let's read on. And we will walk in his paths. You know what I mean? Once again, we gonna lead them, they will follow us. All right? For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. You know what I mean? For out of Zion shall go forth the law. You know what I mean? We gonna lay down the law. You understand? Like, you think about the kingdom that we in right now, and they got the law. They got their own set of laws that we all have to abide by. You understand? Well, there's gonna come a time where it's gonna be, it's gonna be unlawful for you to have pork on your plate with the intention of eating it. You understand? It's gonna be an unlawful thing. Adultery will be unlawful again. You know what I mean? The same way, is you out here and whatever you doing that's against this kingdom, you know what I mean, is unlawful. You know what I mean? We will determine what is lawful and what is unlawful. All right? Because you leave it to this kingdom, and pedophilia will be a sexual preference. You know what I mean? You leave it to this kingdom, and homosexuality will be an alternative lifestyle. You understand? So we will set the precedence, you know what I mean, that everyone else will and must follow. All right? We will be the law. All right? So let's read on. And he shall judge among the nations and rebuke. I think that might have been it on that. No, we read on. And he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people. All right? We're going to judge among the nations and rebuke many people, meaning correct many people. We're going to have to correct these cats and get them right and in order and how they need to be. All right? And fall in line. Follow suit. All right? And they shall beat their swords into plowshares. All right? They're going to beat their swords into plowshares. You know what I mean? The swords is what they've been using for murder so much. You know what I mean? They've been murdering us with their swords. You know what I mean? The modern day sword is a gun. You know what I mean? But they say they're going to beat their swords into plowshares. That's a farming tool. You know what I mean? Because once again, you know what I mean? When we in rulership, we going to have our oppressor picking our cotton. The same man that made us pick his cotton, you know what I mean? He'll be in the cotton picking our fields. Meaning his descendants, you know what I mean? They'll be picking cotton in our cotton fields. You know what I mean? He gonna build some of the baddest farming tools that you've ever seen, man. He gonna you think about all this weapons that I don't want to say, but you think about the weapons that they producing now. You know what I mean? They got all kind of weapons with gas cooling systems and all of that. You understand? They building weapons, with the ultimate reliability. You know what I mean? And concealability and all of that. Everything that you desire in your firearm, they've got it. You know what I mean? You don't want your gun to jam, you know what I mean? You don't like revolvers. You know what I mean? You get that pistol, that thing called a Glock. You understand? And that Glock don't jam. You know what I mean? That Glock busting off shots. Well, you're going to create farming tools that's as reliable as Glock. You understand? No glitches, no hiccups, no nothing. They're going to take that same energy and they're going to put that same energy that they put in the Glock and making Glock a brand name, a household name. And they're going to take that Glock and they're going to have Glock They gonna have Glock farming tools, the most reliable. You understand? They gonna have M&P Shield, farming tools, M&P Shield shovels for digging. You know what I mean? The fastest you can dig with that shovel right there. They put their mind, heart, and soul into building all these farming tools, and this will be how we determine their value in the kingdom. How well you build a farming tool and make it proficient for farming goods, my goods. That's how your value will be determined in the kingdom. All right. So let's read on. And their spears and the pruning hooks. Once again, same thing. Nation shall lift up sword. Salaki. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation. Right? Meaning you're not going, there won't be Iran going to war with America and all of its allies and all of Iran's allies. You know what I mean? There's never going to be, the threat of the outbreak of a nuclear war. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna have to be living on the edge of your seat and dread the day that you hear a warning siren. You know what I mean? And see a message on the screen talking about we're anticipating a nuclear strike within the next 5 minutes. Hold on to your loved ones, kiss your babies. It's going down. You understand? You don't have to live in fear for that anymore because, they not going to lift up sword. There ain't going to be no predator drones dropping nothing on no Iranian general. You understand? Not in the kingdom. There's not going to be any more wars between these nations. All right? They won't have the authority to do that. You understand? Neither shall they learn, the war with England and all of this, and you understand the North versus the South, all of it, Russia, America, they ain't gonna learn war no more, because that's all you know. All you know is how to murder. You let them rule, and all they know how to do is murder everything. That's it. They can't do nothing else good but murder. You understand? And they gonna learn war no more. We're gonna take that energy, keep that same energy, and we're gonna put you in the field, and you're gonna learn how to do that thing right. You understand? Learn how to do that thing real right. You will learn war no more. All right? So with that being said, we right up on the time or what have you. So, I'm gonna wrap it up with that. You understand? No sweat. So with that, Shalom, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shabarakatum, my brothers, Yahweh Shemor, Ladun Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, to the sisters.